Hi guys, so God was trying to get my attention with this word, and he's been trying to get my attention with this word for, I would say, the last 3 to 4 days. And although I kind of figured what it was and I kind of knew what it was, it's one of those things where I'm just like, maybe it's not something I should post. Maybe it's not something that's needed to be said publicly to people. Maybe it's just something relating to me and only me. And I'm just like, God, give me more clarity, And I waited a couple of days, got more clarity. I did see a vision about something, but I also did not want to embarrass people. Like, God, let me just hold off and not say anything. And today I was feeling it again. I'm like, God, you want me to say something? I got the message, okay? I got the full message. And God is really showing me something, okay? Really showing me something. And I'm going to say this. Being sensitive in spirit is no joke, okay? It's no joke. It's like you could be having a good old day and then this wave of just like, remorse and yearning and missing hits you. And you're like, where did this sadness of missing hit me? Where'd it come from? Like, and you're like, whose energy am I feeling? Because this is not me. I'm good. Like, I have no reason to be sad. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm not going through no spiritual attacks today. Like, what's going on? And it's like waves. So there's a difference when you're being hit with the spirit of depression. Because when you're hit with the spirit of depression, it's like a heavy weight and it affects you. You'll know it's affecting you personally because you have no ambition. You don't want to do nothing. You just want to sleep all day. But when you're feeling someone else's sadness, it's like you're going along with your day, you're normal, and then you feel a wave of sadness come out of nowhere, and then it disappears. That's when you know that God is allowing you to be sensitive enough to feel someone else, okay? And it happens a lot to those who are sensitive in spirit. You know what I mean? It's like you can feel, and God did that to show me, to give me the confirmation as to what's going on for the last couple of days. So I'm going to just say this, okay? And he gave me the scripture to confirm it. I'm going to say this. So I was talking to God about that, how when you have a big heart, you feel like you don't belong here, right? And it's not to say we're perfect because, of course, we probably weren't like that in the past, but God changed us. When you are with Christ, he renews your heart. It's like you have a whole new heart when you give your heart to Christ. You feel full in your heart. Like you don't feel empty in your heart. You feel loved. You feel full. You feel gratitude. Even if you go through your turmoils and obstacles, you still feel love in your heart. Even towards the people who hurt you so bad, it's like you love them. You want to save them. You get what I'm saying? And when you're walking with God and he renews your heart, he gives you a whole new heart, the world just looks different. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't look the same. And when God gives you a new heart, it's like you want to protect it because you're so sensitive to everything. It's like you want to protect your heart so much. It's like you don't even want to be in the presence of drama. You don't even want to be in the presence of anything, any type of chaos, because you don't even want to cry. You don't even want to watch the news because if you see anything, it's like your heart is so precious. It's like if you see one thing on the news, you're going to tear up. If you see one thing on social media, you're going to tear up. Like you could even see a photo of a dog in a hospital, you're going to tear up. Like that's how sensitive your heart is when God gives you a new heart, right? We live in a very messed up world. And I just want to say that when you meet a good friend, when you meet a good family member, when you meet an associate or anyone you meet in your life, whether it's a person that you have feelings for, when you meet a genuine person in general, and you meet someone that is like that, someone that has a good heart, cherish that. Hold on to that. Don't let people like that slip through your fingers, because meeting someone that is authentic, that loves, that has a big heart is rare, very rare. And I just want to say that if any of you guys are watching this and you meet people like that, cherish people like that, because it's hard to find. If you have that type of heart and you know exactly what type of person you are, you know yourself, right? You know yourself. Then when you meet someone that is similar like you in that way, cherish people like that. Don't let the enemy cause you to, self-sabotage that relationship, that friendship, that business partnership. Don't let the enemy put things in your mind to sabotage having a genuine, authentic person around you, because people like that don't come around easily. It's very hard to come across people like that, right? Point of me saying this all was the other day I was driving and I heard apple of my eye, right? And I started smiling because I'm like, God, you're the apple of my eye. Like, I was playing around with God. He said that first and I was saying it back to him. But I had no idea it tied into the message that I'm going to put out for you today. So I want to just say that you guys, you chosen ones are the apple of God's eye and you are precious to him. I'll read a scripture to you. When God renews your heart, I'm telling you, you are his gem. Like, you are precious to the Lord. Okay, whether you're male or female, like, you are his gem. Okay, 1 Peter 2 verse 4. As you come to him, the living stone rejected by humans, but chosen by God and precious to him. You are the apple of God's eye. And if you are experiencing this, the waves of just, you're in a good mood, you're okay, but you're randomly throughout the day, you're feeling waves of sadness and you don't know where it's coming from. I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. God brought all this to me. So people are yearning and remorseful for what they have done to you in the past. There's people that may have attacked you guys with witchcraft that are remorseful for doing that are upset for doing that. There's friends you guys had in the past that did not cherish your friendship and they're remorseful for that. There's people you were in relationships with that didn't cherish your relationship and they're remorseful for that. There's people that are now maturing, because as you mature, you learn, you receive wisdom. And time heals, time heals. So someone may not feel sorry for what they do in the moment. They may not see anything wrong with it. They may have laughed, they may have mocked, they may have thought it was cool in a moment. But as time goes on and people start to heal and people start to mature and people start to grow and people start to really yearn for peace in their life, they also start to reflect on their behaviors. They also start to reflect on their convictions. And when that ends up happening, they also start to reflect on the relationships they've had with other people. Friendships, family, partner, whatever. Any type of relationship, they reflect on that. And they're always going to reflect on you. Because you are someone that entered many people's lives. And you have been nothing but authentic. You have been nothing but good. You have been nothing but honest. And a lot of these individuals did you wrong. A lot of them did you dirty. A lot of them hurt you, right? And you didn't deserve any of it. You didn't deserve any of it. And a lot of them rejected you, right? And now that you're healing and you're moving forward with God and he's, you have your path, you know where you're heading in life, it's like a lot of people are reflecting on what they did to you. And a lot of people are missing you, your presence, being around them. Because I've not found anyone authentic as you, honest as you. And some of these people, these individuals, went into relationships and they've been hurt. And some of these people built new friendships and they were hurt. You get what I'm saying? Some of these people that had, relationships with family members, basically that had that closeness with family members where they talked to them a lot, laughed at them a lot, they were hurt by family members as well. And a lot of people are actually realizing, it's like the way how God showed it to me is people are yearning for your presence. Because you ever heard that saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone? It's like people are yearning for your presence because it's like people didn't know how valuable you really are to God. People never really knew how valuable you are to God. And they knew you were different, they knew you were special, but they had no idea that you were really an apple of God's eye. They had no idea that you are really precious to God. And like I said, time heals and time always reveals things. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes when you go through things in the moment, whether it's rejection or hurt or, you know, any type of altercation or anything like that, God always tells you to be still and let him do the work. Let him fight for you, because later on in time, people end up receiving that internal conviction, and they end up reflecting on those convictions, and it always leads back to the very people that they mistreated, right? So that's what's happening right now, okay? There's a lot of people who are reflecting back on your presence and how they felt around you. There's people that were around you that envied you, that realized you never deserved that, and that was something that they did that messed up a relationship, you know, or messed up a friendship, or you know what I mean. And it's people that really realize like that a lot of things they did to you, you didn't even deserve it. You didn't deserve it. And it's like, this is what God is just trying to show you guys now, all of us. Like, he's literally trying to say, like, you know, people won't understand how precious you are until your presence is removed from them. You know, you can be around someone, be the nice person, be the loving person, and because they're so used to that from you, they take advantage of it, or they don't give it any type of attention, or they don't acknowledge it. And then as soon as you leave from them, it's hard for them to find another human being that is just as caring, just as loving, just as passionate, just as authentic. And they start to reflect back on the very person that openly did all that without any strings attached, without any expectations back, right? So that's what's happening right now, okay? Yeah, so I just want to give you guys a confirmation. So if you guys are feeling that like wave, that's what it is. I'm telling you, God gave me so much confirmation. He gave me the scripture today, the reject. I'm like, that's why you said that. It's like the apple of the eye and stuff, because like it just all made sense. Oh, with the vision also ties in with this, because the other day I saw a vision of people crying. Like, you know, like there was people that were crying, and it was a regret type of cry. Like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Type of cry. Like, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? Like that type of cry. But I didn't say anything about it. I just left it alone. Like I saw the vision, I just left it alone. And then I went on Discord yesterday on Patreon, and you know, me and the patrons were on Discord, and I remember I was talking to a young lady on there, and she saw the same vision I saw. So when we were talking and she saw the same, I'm like, you saw the vision too? And I was kind of explaining the way how I saw the vision, and she was like, yep, that's exactly it. So she saw the same vision I saw. So I'm like, okay, God, this is a general message for more than one person, and this is an open message. I'm like, okay, God, if I'm not the only one seeing it, then there's more people seeing it too. So there's people actually crying and going through the stages of, what did I do? I shouldn't have done that. They didn't deserve that. Like, so there's a lot of remorseful crying. I don't want to say regrets, even though that's what it is. I mainly want to say remorse, because that's how I saw people like remorseful, right? So I want to give you guys a confirmation, and it's because you guys didn't deserve what was done to you. That's what it is. You didn't deserve it. You are authentic. You are a good person, and God is showing these people how precious you really are, and how special you truly are, and how much you really mean to Him. And that's what I feel like is really, really hitting people hard, is the fact that you're special to God, and that's big. That's big. When God says to people, he is mine or she is mine, and he or she is special to me, it hits different. You get what I'm saying? It's like someone attacking you with witchcraft, and then, you know, whatever they try to attack you with hits them back, and then God has an encounter with them, and God lets them know, you hit mine. That was my daughter you tried to hit with that. That was my son you tried to hit with that. That person that did it, they're going to feel regretful, remorseful, because they're going to be like, wow, I just really touched one of God's anointed. So it's kind of like, even though no one should be touched, it's going to hit them different, because God is coming through and God is confirming you are his. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's the same concept with every other person. It's like someone hurt you, someone bullied you, someone rejected you. God is letting people know that cornerstone you rejected, that is mine. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna hit people differently because you are truly precious and you are special to God. Okay, and that's big. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I want to give you guys confirmation. Bye.